God says, "My precious child, I speak to you now because heaven is stirred." Archangel Michael has descended urgently with a message so vital, so life-shifting, that the winds of the spiritual realm are rushing to deliver it to you. Listen closely, for this moment will not repeat, and the words you are about to hear carry the weight of destiny. Michael declares, "This is an emergency, my child. No one else will deliver this news to you. Your name has been chosen for something so rare, so divine, that even the atmosphere around you has shifted. Angels have whispered your name in the courts of heaven, and what was spoken about you has now reached the throne of God. Your name has been written in light, inscribed on a divine scroll that has been opened. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but right now. You may not yet understand the full significance, but heaven sees what you cannot. There are people around you who will never tell you this truth, because they know that once you discover it, chains will break, gates will open, and every delay will collapse. They've tried to hide it. They've tried to define your destiny in their own words. But the voice of God is louder. Michael says, the announcement has already been made in heaven. Your name has been chosen for a divine release of blessing, one that was originally assigned to someone else. But heaven reversed the decision and placed it in your hands. When the choice was made, I saw angels rushing with scrolls, golden bowls filled with prayers, and seals being broken in the archives of heaven. Your life was presented before the Father, and the verdict was clear. Your time has come. This is not a vague prophecy. It is a precise heavenly report. They tried to overlook you. They tried to pass it to another. But God said, no, this child has waited long enough. This child has wept long enough. This child will receive what I have spoken. Michael's voice trembles, not with fear, but with urgency. He says this decision will not just change your life. It will rewrite every chapter of your destiny. It's not just about wealth, though great abundance is tied to it. It's not just about opportunity, though doors you've never knocked on will swing wide open. It's about identity. Heaven is about to reveal who you truly are. And once you see it, you will never settle for less than what God has ordained for you. You must understand, beloved, the enemy knew about this moment long before you felt it. The forces of darkness conspired to keep you busy, distracted, and doubtful, so you would miss divine timing. That's why you felt strange pressure lately, delays, misunderstandings, sudden obstacles. The enemy worked overtime to convince you this was just another ordinary day. But this is not an ordinary day. This is the day heaven calls the day of decision. Michael says, do not ignore this. If you hesitate, the enemy will attempt to redirect the blessing. If you delay, someone else will try to claim the place that was reserved for you in heaven. But God has made it clear, your name is written on this blessing. That's why I speak now with a voice that cannot be silenced, to cut through every distraction, every fear, every whisper that says this isn't for you. It is for you. That's why your name was chosen. That's why the angelic archives were updated to reflect your inheritance. I see in the Spirit a table prepared, glowing with golden light, and your name engraved on a card before the throne. The feast is ready, but the host is waiting for your arrival. Angelic messengers carry gifts wrapped in light, but they cannot deliver them until you respond. Heaven does not operate like earth. Here, timing is everything. When the trumpet sounds for you, you must move. When the scroll opens with your name, you must receive it. Michael stands beside the seal of confirmation in his hand, but he will not hold it forever. Beloved, you have prayed for a breakthrough. You've asked God to remember you. You've whispered in the dark, Lord, when will it be my turn? And now heaven answers, your turn is now. But I must warn you, there are people in your life right now who, if they knew what is about to happen to you, would try to stop it. They would sow seeds of doubt to convince you to ignore this message. That's why the news comes directly from heaven, bypassing their influence, bypassing their opinions, because heaven trusts you to listen. Michael says this is not a teaching. It's not just encouragement. It's a divine directive. The choosing of your name means every locked door hiding your breakthrough must now open. Every verdict spoken against you is overturned. Every delay becomes an acceleration. The wealth stored in hidden places is being released into your hands. Yes, there will be signs, strange coincidences, unexpected calls, sudden meetings. But you must be alert to recognize them. Child of God, I feel in my spirit an urgency that something will begin to shift around you in the next few hours. It may start as a whisper, but it will grow until it becomes undeniable. This is the signal that heaven's decision has moved from the archives into manifestation. And when it happens, your response must be faith, not fear. Speak what heaven has spoken. Claim what has been appointed to you. Walk as if it is already done, because in heaven it is. The choosing of your name was not random. It came after a review of your faith, your endurance, and your heart. Heaven saw you keep walking when others gave up. Heaven saw you choose kindness when revenge would have been easier. Heaven saw the nights you prayed, even when your prayers felt unanswered. Those moments were recorded, and today they have been honored. That's why Michael is here. That's why this urgency matters. Because what is being released is not small. It is not temporary. It is life-altering. Do not let it pass you by. Do not let doubt steal it from you. Do not let fear make you question it. You are not just chosen. You were handpicked, set apart, and marked for this. That's why your name was written today in light. That's why angels were sent with your blessing in their hands. And that's why heaven watches now to see how you respond. Beloved, hear me now. The Spirit has not finished speaking, and the flow from heaven has not ceased. When Michael says this is an emergency, he does not speak lightly. Heaven is structured in perfect order, and urgency is declared only when there is no room for delay. Your name was placed in a sealed record of divine mercy, open today in the courts of heaven. And that record is time-sensitive. This is not about ordinary blessings. This is about a divine transaction, a heavenly exchange. And you are the one written into this decision. I see in the Spirit a great hall filled with light. But I also see shadows at its edges, forces that have watched you, tracked you, waiting for a chance to intercept what is meant for you. These shadows whispered into the ears of those around you, trying to distract you, divert your attention so you wouldn't see the angelic scroll before you. But Michael stepped forward with a flaming sword, standing between you and the shadows, declaring, "This one is under my protection. This one I must guard." When your name was chosen, a sound rose in the spirit realm. Heaven rejoiced, but hell panicked. This decision meant that resources, opportunities, inheritance, and open gates that had been locked for years would suddenly be transferred into your possession. It meant that years of the enemy's effort to keep you bound would be shattered in an instant. That's why they're desperate now, because they know what's coming with you cannot be stopped. And if you accept it, my child, you may not yet grasp the full weight of what has just occurred. I, the Lord, have seen your secret battles, those no one else knew about. I saw the tears you quietly wiped away, believing no one noticed. I witnessed the betrayals you endured in silence. I saw the moments when everything in you wanted to give up, yet something deep within kept you moving forward. Heaven preserved those moments like precious gems, and today they've been presented before the throne. That is why a decree has been issued in your favor. Michael says, "Do not be deceived by their silence." The reason no one told you this news is because they fear who you'll become once you realize it. They fear the strength with which you'll walk, the confidence that will rise in you when you understand heaven has chosen you. So they remain silent, hoping you never find out. But heaven will not allow that. That's why this word has come, not through them, but directly to you. I see angels preparing movements in your life that you could never orchestrate on your own. A covenant is being written, signed with your name, not in earthly ink, but in heavenly gold. A key is being forged that will open not only physical doors, but realms of influence and divine favor. But child, you must act in faith. You must position yourself as if it's already yours, because in the spirit, it is. This moment is an emergency. In heaven's timeline, there are appointed moments when destinies shift. If you're ready, the change flows smoothly. If you hesitate, the enemy may create detours. That's why Michael's voice carries the sound of a trumpet, a call to full awakening. Right now, all of heaven leans toward you, awaiting your agreement. The blessings tied to your name are layered. I see financial abundance, sudden and inexplicable favor in places where you were once rejected. I see relationships restored, not for comfort, but for strategic positioning. I see healing in areas of your life you thought were beyond repair. And I see influence, a voice rising in you that people will hear and cannot ignore. All of this is flowing toward you now because the choosing of your name has opened the gates. You may ask, Lord, why me? And I answer, because you endured, because you remained faithful when you had every reason not to, because you kept believing when others stopped, because you chose light over darkness, truth over lies, hope over despair. And heaven honors that choice. Even now, movement is happening in the unseen realm. Michael is sending angelic messengers to clear your path. Some people will suddenly exit your life. Do not fear when this happens. It is the hand of God removing those who try to block the manifestation of your calling. Some opportunities will appear so suddenly, you'll question their reality. They are real. They are heaven-sent signs that change has begun. But there is also a warning. The closer your blessing, the louder the enemy. Expect voices of doubt, unexpected trials, even sudden disappointments. These are not signs of failure. They're signs of proximity. The enemy always fights hardest at the edge of breakthrough. When you see resistance, rejoice. It means the gates are about to swing wide open. Beloved, the choosing of your name means you are entering a season where acceleration becomes normal. What took others years will take you months. What others had to fight for will be placed in your hands by grace. But you must align your faith with heaven's decree. You must speak it aloud. I am chosen. My name is written. I claim what heaven has given me. These are not empty words. They are keys that unlock what has been prepared for you. I say this with urgency. Within the next 72 hours, you will begin to see visible signs of this calling manifest. It may come as a prompting, a message, a meeting, or an encounter that feels too precise to be coincidence. When it happens, remember these words and act. Do not dismiss it as random. It is proof that heaven's word over you is alive and active. Michael says, this child will no longer be overlooked. This child will no longer be silenced. This child will rise, as was foretold. And I, the Lord, affirm it. No power in heaven or on earth can stop what I have ordained. Your name has been summoned. Your blessing has been released. Your season has begun. Child of God, the angels are still moving. The scroll is still open. Your name still shines. This emergency is not to frighten you. It is to awaken you to truth. You are standing at the threshold of destiny, and all you need to do is step forward. Do not look back. Do not question your worth. I have declared you worthy. I have marked you for this. Now rise and claim your inheritance. It is yours. Child, the sound of your name still echoes in heaven. The vibration of this calling has shaken spiritual gates that were locked for years. Michael now stands at the gate. watching as angelic scribes fulfill the decree. Your choosing was not random. It was the result of divine intention, a sacred decision made after reviewing every trial, every sacrifice, and every prayer you've ever spoken. The verdict was unanimous in heaven's courts. The time has come. When Michael says this is an emergency, it's because heaven knows there is a small but critical window in which this blessing must be received. In the spirit, I see golden hourglasses turned over. The sand is falling quickly. This window will not remain open forever. If you step forward in faith while the sand is still moving, the fullness of your calling will manifest in ways you cannot imagine. But if you allow fear, distraction, or delay to hold you back, the enemy will attempt to create diversions so you miss your divine moment. That's why this message presses so strongly on your heart right now. Beloved, your choosing carries something unique. It holds not only personal blessings for you, but blessings for those connected to you. Your breakthrough will spark breakthroughs for others. Your elevation will lift others with you. That's why the enemy fought you so fiercely, because he knows when you rise, you won't rise alone. Your blessing will ripple outward, touching lives you haven't even seen yet. I see in the spirit a long table covered with sealed envelopes. Each one was meant for a specific season of your life. Many should have been opened years ago, but the enemy delayed them. Today, because your name was chosen, heaven has ordered every envelope to be opened at once. That's why what's coming may feel overwhelming. It is years of blessings, favor, and opportunity arriving in condensed form. You won't have time to doubt. You won't have time to hesitate. You'll only have time to receive what is yours. Michael speaks now, and his voice is filled with joy and urgency. Do not underestimate what is happening, child. This is not small. This is not temporary. This is eternal in its impact. Heaven has invested much into this moment, and you are the carrier of what is about to be released. I see you walking a path that suddenly splits. One path feels familiar, comfortable, safe, but it leads back to the cycles you've known. The other is brighter, unfamiliar, stretching into uncharted territory. But it is lined with angelic sentinels, each one welcoming you forward. This is the path you're chosen for. This is the road heaven wants you to walk. But it requires faith, courage, and a willingness to step where you've never stepped before. Beloved, the resistance you've felt in recent days is not a setback. It's a sign that you're closer than you think. The heaviness, the moments of discouragement, the sudden conflicts, they're all attempts to drain your energy so you won't respond to heaven's call. Do not give up. Stand firm. Speak God's promises aloud. Declare your victory before you see it, because when you speak, heaven responds. Your name has already been marked in heaven. I see angels dancing in circles of light, singing songs never heard on earth. They are celebrating not just what you will receive, but who you are becoming. This blessing is designed to reveal the fullness of your identity in Christ, the authority, influence, and purpose you were always meant to carry. Hear me now. There will be those who try to make you feel unworthy of what's coming. They'll point to your past, your mistakes, your flaws. But heaven has already ruled on this. Your past is washed in blood. Your mistakes are redeemed. Your weaknesses are covered in grace. No accusation can cancel this calling. What God has ordained, no one can overturn. Michael's hand rests on the hilt of his sword, a sign that he is ready to fight for you until your blessing is secure. He says, "Child, I protected you through storms you didn't even know existed. I've stood between you and destruction more times than you can count. And I will stand again now until everything heaven has promised is in your hands." In the coming days, expect unusual signs. A stranger may speak words that confirm what you're reading now. You may receive an unexpected invitation, offer, or message that feels perfectly timed. Be alert. It's not a coincidence, it's confirmation. It's heaven's way of saying the selection process has begun. A shift in location is also coming. For some, it will mean a physical move. For others, it will be a transition into a new environment or sphere of influence. Heaven is placing you where your blessing can grow without interference. Some people close to you will not go with you into the next season, and that is divine design. Release them without bitterness. Their chapter in your story is complete. Beloved, this message matters deeply to your spirit because the gates are already opening. The blessing is already moving toward you. If you align with it now, nothing can stop it. But if you hesitate, if you waver, you may find yourself watching someone else step into what was meant for you. That's why Michael will not stop speaking until you grasp the full weight of what's at stake. This is the moment you prayed for, the season you've waited for, the answer you've longed for. Step into it without fear. Heaven is with you. Angels are on your side. Your name has been spoken in the courts of glory, and this word will not return void. It will accomplish everything it was sent to do. Child, rise. Step forward. Claim what is yours. The scroll is open. The ink is still fresh, and the King has called your name. If you believe in God, say amen. Michael says this is an emergency. My child, you cannot afford to look away from this moment. Right now, something is happening in the unseen realm. Heaven placed this message in your hands for a reason. No one around you is telling you this news. Not because they wish you harm, but because they don't know what has been decided in heaven's courts. But I know, and I must tell you, your name has just been chosen for something extraordinary, something that will alter the course of your life. This is not a coincidence. It is not a mistake. You have been marked by divine mercy for a breakthrough so sudden and vast that you will fall to your knees and say, "This is the hand of God." Do not ignore this. Open your spirit now. Your heavenly Father has prepared something for you that no one can undo. God is here saying, "Be confident. You're safe under my wing. My angels are guarding you. Even as you sleep, they surround you. Even as you walk, they go before and behind you." You cried out for help. You whispered prayers in the dark. And I heard everyone. You thought you were unseen. You thought heaven was silent. But, my child, my silence was not absence. It was preparation. I was arranging something so specific, so detailed, that every second of delay was intentional. And now, in this very hour, in this very minute, it is done. Your name has been summoned. Your time has come. Michael stands beside you now. His voice is urgent because heaven's clock is accelerating. He says a divine portal of favor and blessing has opened over your life, a rare and precious window. It will not remain open forever. You must open your heart now. You must receive what heaven is pouring out for you. If you could see the spiritual documents being sealed with your name, if you could hear the angels delivering your name to places of authority in the heavenly realms, you would understand why Michael says this is an emergency. This is no ordinary day. This is no ordinary message. Heaven is moving toward your favor, and nothing on earth can stop it. You've walked through seasons where nothing seemed to work. You labored hard, but saw little result. You believed, but the promise felt distant. You prayed, but the answer felt delayed. God says, "I saw it all. I counted the days. I measured the tears. I remembered every time you stayed faithful when it would have been easier to walk away. You thought no one noticed your faithfulness, but I did. And that's why your name was written on the scrolls of blessing that are now being opened." The enemy tried to keep you from this moment. He tried to cloud your mind with fear, fill your heart with doubt, convince you that you were forgotten. He sent people to lie about you, discourage you, make you question your worth. But he didn't know that every attack only pressed you deeper into my hands. Every storm strengthened your faith in my love. Every betrayal redirected you toward the path I chose for you. And now, you stand at the threshold of supernatural elevation. Your name has been spoken in rooms you've never entered. It has reached places of influence without your knowledge. And in the highest of those places, in heaven's courts, your name has just been chosen. Michael says this is urgent because heaven is aligning everything in real time. Right now, as you read these words, angels are moving. Assignments are being fulfilled. Grace you prayed for is landing in your hands. That's why you cannot ignore this. That's why you must believe now, even if you don't yet see the evidence. The evidence will come, but faith must go first. Faith is the key that opens this door. Trust is the posture that keeps it open. God says to you, do not fear the changes you're about to see. Some things may shift suddenly. Some people may leave unexpectedly. Some doors may close without explanation. But all of it is my hand. I am clearing the way for you. I am removing what cannot go with you into the next season. You were chosen for something greater, and that means not everything and not everyone can follow you. Trust me in the pruning. Trust me in the separation. It's all part of the preparation. The choosing of your name is not just a blessing. It is a calling. You are being called to a new level of responsibility, a new level of influence, a new level of spiritual authority. The blessing is not just for you. It is meant to equip you to bless others. You will carry light into dark places. You will speak words that shift atmospheres. You will enter rooms and bring peace where chaos once ruled, clarity where confusion reigned, hope where despair lingered. That's why Michael is moving quickly. That's why heaven is pressing on your spirit right now. The enemy will try to convince you that you're not ready. He will whisper that you're not worthy. But I, your God, say, I do not call the qualified. I qualify the called. Every weakness you see in yourself, I will cover with my strength. Every emptiness you feel, I will fill with my power. Every fear you carry, I will replace with my perfect love. You are not walking into this alone. You are walking into it with me. And with me, you cannot fail. Michael says, child, you were tested, and you passed. You were tried, and you endured. The fire did not burn you. The waters did not drown you. The desert did not destroy you. And now, the season of wilderness is ending. The promised land is already in view. Your name is on the list. Your inheritance is ready. This is not poetic language. This is a decree from heaven. Angels are delivering this word to your spirit, so you will recognize it when it manifests in your physical life. The atmosphere around you is shifting. Even now, as you read this, heaven is turning the situation in your favor. There are people who will suddenly feel drawn to help you, open doors, offer opportunities, even without you asking. Resources will find you. You won't have to chase them. Unexpected messages, calls, and letters will arrive with good news. You will know it's from God because it will be too precise, too perfectly timed, too aligned with what you've prayed for to be mere coincidence. God says, this is your confirmation. This is your sign. This is your moment to step into what I have prepared for you. Do not hesitate. Do not retreat. Do not talk yourself out of it. Step boldly into it. Declare life over yourself. Declare that you are ready. Declare that you are worthy. Declare that you are equipped. Heaven has already said yes to you. Now it's time for you to say yes to heaven. Michael reminds you that there will still be battles ahead, but the outcome is already in your favor. You were not chosen to live without trials. You were chosen to overcome them. You won't avoid every storm, but every storm will bring you closer to your destiny. You won't escape every fire, but every fire will refine you into gold. And through it all, you will be covered, protected, guided, and strengthened by the one who chose you. That's why you must open quickly. Delay gives room for doubt. Delay gives fear a voice, but immediate obedience opens the floodgates of blessing. Heaven is ready. The angels are ready. I am ready. The only question is, are you? Will you trust me fully? Will you release control and allow me to lead? You are entering a season where miracles will happen so frequently. You'll need to keep a record just to remember them all. You'll say again and again, that was God. You'll laugh at how I overcome the impossible. You'll cry tears of joy at the restoration I bring. You'll dance in freedom where you once sat in sorrow. Your name is not only written in the Lamb's Book of Life, it is now recorded in the archives of heavenly reward. This is the moment where your faithfulness meets my promise, where your endurance meets my abundance, where your prayers meet my power. This is the moment that changes everything. Michael says, do not take this lightly. Do not dismiss it. This is not just a beautiful message. It is a divine summons. And so, my child, here is what I ask you to do right now. Take a deep breath. Speak to me from your heart. Say that you're ready. Say that you receive it. Say that you trust me. And then watch how quickly I move. The world may take years to make a decision, but I can change your life in a day, in an hour, in a single moment. And that moment is now. I have chosen you. I have sealed your name into the blessing that is being released. You will see it. You will carry it. You will testify of it. And all the glory will belong to me. God says, my child, stop and hear me now. This is not a message to set aside. This is not something to skim and forget. This is divine intervention, a heavenly announcement that can change your entire life. Archangel Michael himself has been sent to stand before you in spirit right now. His presence is powerful. His voice is urgent. He says this is an emergency. And I say the same, my beloved. No one else may tell you this, but heaven will not let you remain unaware. Your name has just been chosen for something extraordinary, something your human mind may not yet fully grasp, but your spirit recognizes as the hand of God moving toward you. This is not a coincidence. This is divine timing. Earth may see you as one among billions, but heaven has called you and placed you at the center of a supernatural event that will be spoken of for years to come. Every angel in my army knows the decision that has been made in your favor. While you slept, a divine council gathered. While others went about their day unaware, heaven shifted. In the throne room, a sound rang out. Your name rose like incense before me. And I declared, the time has come. You were chosen, not for your perfection, not because you've always had strength, but because I see your heart. I see your endurance. I see the flicker of faith still burning inside you, even when storms rage. Michael says, you cannot afford to dismiss this. Do not think this is just another moment in life, because it is not. The spiritual atmosphere around you is alive with readiness. You've wondered if I even heard you. You've carried doubts deep in your chest, sometimes afraid to admit them even to yourself. But I tell you, not one prayer you've prayed has been lost. Not one tear has fallen to the ground without being caught by my hand. The time is not yet, but now it is. This is the moment. The choosing of your name was not random. It is the result of divine orchestration. Countless unseen battles fought on your behalf. Angelic intercession made in your name. Michael says there were forces that tried to stop this. Spiritual enemies that tried to erase your name from the list. Voices in the unseen realm declared you unworthy, raised accusations against you, tried to remind me of your past, your mistakes, your moments of weakness. But my blood speaks louder than any accusation. My mercy covers every judgment. I silenced every voice raised against you. I overruled every case brought to delay you. I stamped my seal of approval on your name, and heaven stood still as the decision was made. You are about to walk into a blessing that will shock even you. My child, the reason no one else is telling you this news is because it's not for the ears of those who would sabotage it. It's not for the lips of those who would doubt or diminish it. This is a private delivery from heaven directly to your spirit. There will come a time when others see the evidence and marvel. But for now, you're being asked to believe before you see. The blessing is already in motion. The manifestation is already on its way. You may not yet see it in your hands, but in the spiritual realm, it has already been released. I know the weight you've carried. I know the sleepless nights wondering how long you can keep going. I know the situations that drained you, the betrayals that pierced your heart, the disappointments that made you cautious with hope. But I am here to remind you, your hope is not misplaced when it's in me. Your faith is never wasted when it's in my promise. I do not speak empty words. I do not stir your spirit without purpose. If I tell you to open quickly, it's because something is arriving, something that requires your readiness and your response. Michael has drawn his sword, not to strike you, but to protect what is coming to you. There will be attempts in the coming days to make you doubt that this is real. There will be subtle attacks meant to distract you, to pull your attention away from what I'm doing. But hear me. Stay with me in prayer. Stay close to me in worship. Do not let fear convince you that you are unworthy. The choosing of your name is not based on your perfection. It is based on my purpose. What's coming is layered. At first glance, it may look like a sudden opportunity, a breakthrough, an open door that doesn't make sense. But beneath the surface, it is something far deeper, a generational shift, a spiritual inheritance, a positioning that stretches into your life and the lives of those connected to you. There will be people who receive freedom, blessing, and miracles simply because you were faithful enough to say yes to this moment. You have no idea how far this will reach. My beloved, remember what I spoke in the past and dismissed, thinking it was for someone else. It was for you all along. Every prophecy that stirred your spirit but didn't seem to land was actually planting seeds that are now breaking the surface. Every delay you endured was preparation for a greater unveiling. Every no you heard from the world was my way of hiding you until the exact time arrived. And now, the time has come. You will begin to see signs, small at first, but unmistakable, that I am confirming this word. Conversations are unfolding that feel divinely orchestrated. People you haven't heard from in years may suddenly reach out. Opportunities you never applied for will begin to seek you out. This is evidence that heaven has moved on your behalf. Michael says, don't overthink the process. Simply obey the promptings you receive. If I say go, go. If I say speak, speak. If I say wait, wait. Every instruction will lead you into the fullness of this blessing. You asked me to protect you from deception, and I honor that request by assuring you, this is not deception. What's happening now defies human logic, and that's precisely why my spirit will anchor you. The hour is late, my child. The season is shifting. The decision has been made. The delivery is en route. I am sending you into a place of favor so undeniable that those who once overlooked you will look again and wonder how you arrived there. But you will know, it was I, the Lord your God, who did it. You will remember this message as the moment your spirit awakened to what I was doing. So now, open quickly. Open your heart to believe. Open your hands to receive. Open your eyes to see what I'm showing you. Trust me, I have never failed you, and I never will. Archangel Michael says, this is an emergency. My child, you are reading this now because heaven placed it directly in your path. No one around you is telling you what is truly happening in the spiritual realm. No one is warning you of the magnitude of the shift that has just occurred in your favor. But I, Michael, speak to you with urgency, under divine command from the highest. to tell you this now. Your name has just been chosen in a way that will change your life. This is not a coincidence. This is not misfortune. This is not a random event. This is a heavenly design, written into your destiny before you were born. You must not ignore it. You must open your heart and spirit quickly, because the window for this divine movement is brief. You may not yet realize it, but there have been conversations about you in places you cannot see, in the unseen realms. Meetings were held where your name was spoken with honor. Your name has been written into the records of divine inheritance. Even now, in the highest courts of heaven, the decision has been finalized.